Welcome, beautiful people. SuperCliff here, and thank you for being amazing and for checking out this brand new video. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, issue number 1, marks the first wave of DC's digital first, and this issue is written by Robert Venditti and drawn by Paul Pelletier. Now, without further ado, let's up, and away to the majestic city of Metropolis, where Superman is saving the day by holding up a Metropolis tunnel from collapsing. And this heroic act is being watched by a couple of kids who are admiring the Man of Steel before heading into their movie. But where there's good, lurks evil, as a sinister being in the shadows begins absorbing power from the TVs, for this villainous individual must feed. At the Daily Planet, Clark is waiting around for Lois to finish up typing her draft regarding school teachers falsifying student test scores in order to meet the state standards. Suddenly, old-fashioned Jimmy Olsen enters the scene to turn on the TV, showing both Lois and Clark that Metropolis' power station is drawing in all the city's power, which will eventually cause the station to overload. The TV then immediately explodes, followed by a citywide blackout. Superman uses his opportunity to rush to the Daily Planet's rooftop alongside Lois. There, Clark Kent suits up and flies off to bring forth truth and justice. At Metropolis' power station, it's revealed that Rudy Jones, aka Parasite, is the one responsible for causing the station's overload. For Rudy Jones used to be your typical everyday janitor until an accident befell Rudy, turning him into the villainous Parasite, who's now in a constant state of hunger for energy in order to maintain his body's survival. Superman then quickly arrives at the station and greets Parasite with a punch to the face. As Parasite recovers, Superman attempts to negotiate with Rudy, sympathizing, telling Rudy that he can't even imagine the sort of pain that he must be going through, and that if he were to only stop absorbing the city's power and allow Superman to help him, then the two could hopefully work together in order to find a way to cure Ruby. However, Parasite doesn't take the bait, and the two are quickly punching it out. Unfortunately, Parasite is proven to be far too powerful than the Man of Steel, thanks to feeding off from the city's power, and as Parasite begins to absorb Superman's energy, the station abruptly explodes, causing Parasite to retreat in order to obtain power elsewhere. Meanwhile, in the downtown district, Lois and Jimmy meet up with Superman, and once Supes gives them the rundown of the situation, nearly everyone in Metropolis is freaking out due to not having any power. But don't worry, folks, because Superman is here to inspire. For Superman tells the people to not lose hope, and that while he goes after Parasite, he tells the people to help one another out. And everyone's all for it. And I gotta say, this is one hell of a good moment for Superman fans to bear witness to. At Metropolis General Hospital, Parasite intervenes in the middle of a surgical procedure as he begins to drain the hospital's power. Luckily, Superman flies in just in time with maximum force, sending Parasite all the way up to the moon. And as Superman and Parasite engage in round 2, something's a bit different, for Mr. Purple Parasite isn't performing so well. And that's because Superman tricked the villain, where yes, Superman did send Parasite to the moon, but in fact, he sent him to the dark side of it, where there is no sunlight to power Superman, thereby no energy for Parasite to absorb. Superman is then able to easily defeat Parasite, but in good faith, promises to Rudy that one day he will find a way to help him. The following day at LexCorp, Lex Luthor is disgusted in the way the Daily Planet are praising Superman's victory, for if it wasn't for Lex's resources, then the city would still be in a blackout. Regardless, Lex says that everyone has weaknesses, and that Superman's just haven't been exploited yet. But once they are, then everyone in Metropolis will know who the most powerful man is, that being Lex Luthor. Superman Man of Tomorrow issue number 1 was a fantastic read. It's clear that Robert Venditti understands Superman, and that he doesn't just use him as a one-hit punch character. Superman is a beacon of hope, and he exists to inspire those to become better, and that's exactly what Superman does within this issue. He was a Council of Rome! HBO's Rome. Watch it. I love how this story utilizes Parasite as a tragic victim, yet somehow proves to be still quite a threat towards Superman, in addition to where Superman has to defeat the villain using intelligence, rather than just punching him in the face. Superman Man of Tomorrow is not only the best deal in comics currently, with it being only $1 on Comixology or DCComics.com, but if I'm going to be totally honest, this story, it's been one of the best Superman stories that I've read since Peter J. Tomasi's run. Plus, with what's going on in the real world and all that terrible stuff, I'd be lying if I didn't say that this issue helped me in regards to life, and that in times like these, many people will show their true colors by coming together to help one another out, adding a much needed hope. So yeah, I cannot wait for issue 2, and I'm honored to say that Superman Man of Tomorrow gets a lovely 10 out of 10.